These 9 words can shift the direction of your entire life if you allow them to sink into your spirit. Too many people wake up every morning and carry the weight of yesterday. Regret, shame, fear, guilt. These become the invisible backpack we put on before we even get out of bed. We replay old conversations, relive old failures, and drag our history into our destiny. But let me tell you something powerful. Your past is a chapter, not the entire book. You were not created to live in rewind. You were created to move forward with vision. Look at the sunrise. It shows up every morning without apology. It doesn't ask permission. It doesn't compare itself to yesterday's light. It simply shows up and shines. That's purpose. And you, just like that sunrise, are meant to rise beyond what tried to hold you down. You may have failed. You may have been rejected, abandoned, misunderstood. But none of those things are who you are. They are things that happen to you, not things that define you. You are not your divorce. You are not your lost job. You are not your childhood trauma. You are not your broken relationship. You are not your addiction. You are not your mistake. You are not even the version of yourself you regret being. You are your purpose. And that means you still have a reason to be here. Let me give you an example. Think about a seed. On the surface, a seed looks like nothing. It's small. It's easily forgotten. But when that seed is buried, something powerful starts to happen. It doesn't matter what the seed has been through. It doesn't matter how long it's been in the ground. As long as it receives light and nourishment, its purpose will push through the soil. You are the same. Maybe life buried you under pressure, pain, and problems. Maybe you've been hidden in darkness for a long time. But just because you're buried doesn't mean you're done. Sometimes being buried is just the beginning of growth. You are not buried to die. You are planted to rise. And when you realize you're still breathing, still standing, still here, it's proof that your purpose is not finished. Every great person you admire has a past, but they didn't become great because of what they went through. They became great because they didn't stay there. They chose to rise. They chose to believe in something greater than their pain. They chose to step forward even when fear screamed, "Stay down." You can do the same. When you look in the mirror every morning, you have to speak life into yourself. Don't wait for someone else to do it. Don't wait for the world to give you permission. Look yourself in the eyes and say, "I am not my past. I am my purpose." Say it until it sinks into your bones. Say it until your energy shifts. Say it until your decisions reflect it, because the way you talk to yourself sets the tone for how you move through the day. You see, the world won't always remind you of your potential, but it will always remind you of your mistakes if you let it. Social media, the news, even the people around you, they may try to box you in with labels and expectations. But you are not here to live inside someone else's definition. You are here to live out your design. And your design comes from something far greater than public opinion. Your purpose is powerful. It doesn't need perfection. It needs permission. And you give it permission every time you stop letting your past have power over your future. Maybe you've been telling yourself, I'm too late. I've missed my chance. That's a lie. As long as you're alive, it's not over. The most beautiful parts of your life haven't even been written yet, but they will never unfold if you keep staring at the last page. Think about your phone. When the battery dies, what do? You don't throw it away. You don't call it useless. You charge it. You plug it back into the source. You give it time to recharge. Why? Because the phone still has purpose. Just like you. You may feel drained. You may feel empty. But when you reconnect to your source, your purpose, your vision, your reason for existing, you recharge everything. This is why every morning matters. Because it's your moment to reset, realign, and rise. Tell yourself the truth before the world tells you lies. Tell yourself that your pain had a place, but your purpose has a future. Tell yourself that your value is not in what happened, but in what you carry inside. Tell yourself every single day, I am not my past. I am my purpose. Because when you believe it, when you really believe it, your decisions change, your habits change, your energy changes, your environment changes, and eventually your entire life follows. These are not just words to recite, they are words to remember, to own, to breathe in the moment you open your eyes in the morning. Because before the day brings you bills, noise, pressure, and distraction, you need to remind yourself of the truth. You are already equipped. You are already enough. You already carry within you the most powerful force known to existence, life itself. Take a moment and think about your breath. You don't force it. You don't earn it. You don't control it. It comes freely without asking. With every inhale, there is a silent message from the Creator. I'm not finished with you. Every breath is proof that your purpose is still active, that your life, no matter how messy or complicated, still holds meaning. When you realize that breath itself is a divine gift, not just oxygen, but evidence, you begin to see yourself differently. Too often we wake up feeling behind. We wake up scrolling, comparing, doubting, rushing. We say to ourselves, I need more. I need more time, more money, more validation, more strength. But the truth is, lack is a mindset, not a reality, because lack only lives in the heart that forgets what it already has. Let me give you a real example. Have you ever watched a child play? Give them a few rocks, a stick, or even an empty box, and within minutes, they're building castles, creating stories, dreaming wide awake. That child isn't worried about not having more. They use what they have. Why? Because their imagination isn't clogged by the lie of lack. They haven't learned to compare yet. They haven't been told they need something extra to be worthy. And so they live in that moment as if they already have enough, because they do. Now bring that to your own life. Maybe you've been looking at others and thinking, if only I had what they have, I could start. If only I had more confidence, more followers, more help, more support. But what if I told you, you have everything you need already inside of you? That the real power isn't in what you can collect, but in what you can cultivate. The breath in your lungs is your confirmation. That breath was breathed into you by the same power that created oceans, carved mountains, and ignited stars. That breath means you are still chosen, still valuable, still in the game, still capable, still full of purpose. You don't need external proof when you have internal presence. And that presence is the Spirit of God moving silently through you every second of the day. Think about a tree. It doesn't compete with the tree next to it. It doesn't rush to grow. It doesn't compare its height, its color, or its shape. It simply reaches for the light and trusts the process. And yet inside that tree is everything it needs to become strong, rooted, and fruitful. That's you. You're not here to chase approval. You're here to grow into who you already are. Sometimes we think we're waiting on life to bless us. But in reality, life is waiting on us to recognize what we already have. You're not empty. You're simply distracted. You're not weak. You've just forgotten your source. And that source is not the economy. It's not your past. It's not other people's opinions. Your source is divine, eternal, constant, and that's why you lack nothing. Let's bring this closer to home. Have you ever faced a situation where you thought, I can't handle this?